On the sun-drenched corners of Sesame Street, laughter a silhouette against the fading light. Elmo could almost swear that the empty sockets of the wooden mannequin had filled with a cold, knowing light, and that the fixed grin had widened, revealing something sharp and hungry lurking within. The tapping. Oh, the tapping never truly ceased. It became a permanent part of Sesame Street's background noise, a reminder of the secret dread that now followed Elmo, the once joyous Elmo who carried the weight of fear. Mr. Noodle was always there, always watching, always waiting.